It's no secret that airdrop farming is one of the easiest ways to make your first $10,000, $20,000, or even $30,000 in crypto. However, it can be a very overwhelming sector because there are hundreds of airdrops and it can be confusing with such limited time to pick which airdrops to prioritize. So in today's video, I'm going to be revealing the 5 top airdrops that I would prioritize if I was starting airdrops in 2024, gearing more towards the airdrops that are likely to be bigger in size and thus reward with more lucrative airdrops, especially for those that are working or don't have hours and hours every single day to click buttons behind a computer screen. I think this video will be extremely valuable because it can help you condense your airdrop farming portfolio down. So without further ado, let's get into these 5 airdrops. And really the entire premise of today's video is more so focusing on the airdrops, as you can see in front of you, which have a significant amount of funding. You can see Linear, ZkSync, Layer0, Starknet, Scroll. These are some of the airdrops that have raised significant amounts of capital at large valuations. And valuation is very important when it comes to crypto airdrops because a bigger valuation typically means a bigger airdrop because airdrops are usually denominated as a percentage of the overall valuation. And having a lot of funding means that often big investors have actually backed the project and these investors need a return on their initial investment, and the only way you can really get that in crypto, I mean, there are equity options, but usually the primary way is through a token, right? And a token launch is important because that's exactly what underpins a crypto airdrop. If there's no token, there's no airdrop. So this is why when it comes to airdrop farming, we've seen in the past, and I think with things like Optimism and Uniswap, and I think we'll continue to see in the future, the bigger airdrops coming from the projects that have the most funding and the highest valuation. So that is something you got to keep in mind when watching today's video. I'm not going through the tiny niche airdrops. I'm going through the ones that I would be prioritizing in 2024 if you haven't farmed a single airdrop, for example. 2 of them are testnet airdrops, so they won't cost you anything in terms of gas or principal capital that you need to put in, because I wanted to appeal to a wide audience, some people that maybe are more disadvantaged and some people that are willing to spend more capital as well. So there's something for everyone in today's video. The first one I want to mention is Linear. It's a ZK rollup powered by Consensus, which is enabling the next generation of Ethereum builders. Clearly, they are the most well-funded project in crypto, raising $727 million at a $2.3 billion valuation, which is absolutely insane. And for this reason, I am bullish on Linear as an airdrop vertical this year. Now, it may not happen in the first half of the year. We don't know exactly when the airdrop is going to happen, but I would bet that it does happen in 2024. And when it does come, I think it's going to be quite a big one. So Linear Voyage is a campaign that's been ongoing since last year. And this is something that on my Twitter and also on the YouTube shows, I've been talking about participating in. If you took part in the DeFi Voyage in November, that's amazing. You would have already started to build up XP. But the great thing is that it's ongoing, meaning you can build up linear XP, as you can see here, over time in order for interacting with the network, taking part in quests, festivals, etc. So over time, they do change the different initiatives that they offer for Linear Voyage. But the great thing is you can get involved in pretty much all of them. Now, some of them, as you can see in front of you, are like physical events that if you attend, you unlock XP. But some of them are as simple as interact with a Twitter account or, swap on chain, like the Linear Voyage campaign from the DeFi perspective from the 7th of November to the 18th of December. So just stay up to date with this page. Go onto Linear's website. It's linear.build/activations. This has all the latest quests that enable you to build up XP. And when projects clearly outline their XP/point systems, this is pretty much a golden hint that they will be doing an airdrop. And this is an amazing thing because it gives us some clarity that if you build up XP, this will likely bode well for an airdrop. So I would keep up to date with this campaign. The other thing that I would do is interact with the network. I mean, you can go a step further beyond just building up XP and actually build up some additional volume on the dexes like SyncSwap, build up some bridging volume on the bridges like on Stargate. And the amazing thing is that you are actually going to be able to qualify for multiple airdrops at once. For example, Stargate and Layer 0 and many other applications that are cross-chain. You can kind of kill two birds with one stone, which is also amazing. So that's linear. Now let's move on to the second airdrop of today's video. This is a testnet airdrop, and that is 𝗏𝗏𝘁. 𝗏𝗏𝘁 is an EVM equivalent L1 built on the Cosmos SDK and powered by proof of liquidity. Importantly, it's backed by Polychain and 𝗥𝗲𝘃. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the technicals, although I believe they've built an amazing product. Instead, I'm going to focus on qualifying for an airdrop. And the great thing about 𝗏𝗏𝘁 is, of course, it's a testnet airdrop, meaning you don't need to use real capital in order to farm an airdrop. 𝗏𝗏𝘁 is also an extremely well-funded project, raising $42 million at a $420 million valuation. Now, to actually get involved in the testnet, it's fairly simple. Corleone does an amazing thread that I recommend you check out. The first step is you need to add the network to your MetaMask wallet. The next thing you'll need to do is head over to their faucet, rto.faucet.𝗏𝗏𝘁.com. This will give you access to Bearer tokens in your testnet wallet, which is obviously free to do. Then you'll need to interact with their DEX in order to build up some swapping volume. Also super simple, doesn't take much time. Now you can vote and delegate the governance token that you get in exchange for that. You can mint honey tokens, you can interact with perps, so you can open some limit orders on that exchange, and you can also take part in their Galaxy campaign. And we know, just like linear, Galaxy campaigns are often rewarded in terms of building up XP, and they oftentimes do contribute to an airdrop. We saw this with Manta Network. When Manta Network did a massive airdrop, actually the Galaxy users made more than the new Paradigm bridges in the end, which is absolutely crazy. So we know Galaxy campaigns can definitely pay off nicely as well. So that's something you can get involved in. So 𝗏𝗏𝘁 is pretty simple. The only thing you want to make sure you're doing is be consistently interacting with the testnet over time. Have a plan. And I always recommend having an airdrop calendar on Excel or Google Sheets where you tick off your requirements every single week, because they're likely going to reward the people that are regularly interacting with the testnet. Another testnet airdrop that if you haven't interacted with, I highly recommend doing is the Data Ownership Protocol testnet. Now, Data Ownership Protocol has built an amazing software which essentially enables, through zero-knowledge proofs, you to obfuscate or hide which assets you show to the world via ZK encryption, and also decide which assets you want to show to the world. So I think transparency in crypto is an amazing feature, but it can also be a detriment. And it's important for us to have the sovereignty over our own assets, and an application like DOP enables you to do this. Now, unlike 𝗏𝗏𝘁, this is pretty much just a one-time thing. So once you complete their testnet task, you're pretty much good to go, and they have agreed to airdrop 1% of their total supply to early testnet users, which is absolutely amazing. You can see over 1.2 million people have already used the testnet. Only 283K though out of that 1.2 million have completed the testnet. So clearly, the more steps you complete, there's 8 steps, the higher airdrop you are likely to get. Now, in order to complete the airdrop requirements, it's actually super simple. You just want to head over to the DOP Testnet, which is linked in the description. You want to create a wallet, set a password, and then go through the basic steps. The first step you'll need to complete is following them on Twitter. Then you'll need to claim testnet tokens, which is obviously free to do. Then you can encrypt assets using their encryption tool. It's amazing to actually test it out before they hit mainnet. Then what you'll need to do is send assets. Once again, they're testnet assets, so this is free to do. And then you can also share the campaign with some friends in order to maximize your potential airdrop on DOP. So super simple, and this will give you access to some tokens just for completing the testnet. It might take you 10 or 20 minutes, but it's definitely worthwhile doing, in my opinion, and you can use the link in the description below to get direct access to their testnet. I want to change the subject now, off testnet airdrops for a second, and I want to focus on a vertical of airdrop farming, which I believe is the new meta of airdrop farming in 2024, and this is staking for airdrops. So the concept of staking for airdrops has been popularized by chains like Cosmos, whereby users of the Cosmos network that staked the Atom token received a raft of amazing airdrops, like Celestia, Sei, Osmosis, and the like, just for staking Cosmos tokens. Now, this trend has been popularized in recent times by newer protocols now deciding to prioritize stakers of their tokens for airdrops. And from a protocol perspective, it's really intelligent because from their point of view, giving people airdrops incentivizes them to stake, so lock up and hold the token in order to receive airdrops, which increases the price floor and demand for your token because there's an underlying mechanism which now requires you to hold the token and get access to the ecosystem growth beyond just trading it for pure speculative purposes. So tokens like 𝗬𝗠 and 𝗬 and 𝗥𝗲𝘃, you can actually now stake them in order to receive airdrops. And this is probably the simplest way in 2024 to receive airdrops because obviously, look, it takes capital, so it's more capital intensive than some of the other airdrops I'm talking about today, but it's easy in the sense that you're not clicking buttons all the time. So for those that have maybe slightly more capital, or you're even already holding these tokens, it makes sense staking them, maybe versus spending hours and hours actually farming airdrops. It just depends on your strategy and approach. Now, it's not just Cosmos ecosystem staking you can get involved in. There's other networks like Manta, for example, Manta Atlantic, which you can stake on to earn new Manta ecosystem drops. But the whole idea behind this strategy is you can stake and set and forget. Obviously, you need to claim your airdrops, but forget in the sense that, you're not doing ongoing activities to get access to airdrops. The 𝗬𝗠 airdrops one that I was talking about in December 2022, believe it or not. So, a lot of you that followed my Twitter guide should already have received an airdrop. I actually took some of my airdrop and rolled it into staking. And it's kind of this Ponzi in a way, like you received a 𝗬𝗠 airdrop, you stake that to receive airdrops, then those tokens, you stake them to receive airdrops, and it just keeps going and going and going. For example, if you received a 𝗬𝗠 airdrop, and then you received, let's say, Manta, then you stake that Manta, then you receive airdrops on Manta, and then it just keeps going, which is amazing, and it can really compound super quick, and this is one of the things that's been propping up the 𝗬𝗠 price. I won't get too much into the exact step-by-step in today's video, but for those that want to stake Cosmos tokens, so 𝗥𝗃𝘃, 𝗬𝗠, Atom, you'll need a Cosmos wallet. I like the 𝗏𝗄𝗄 wallet because of the dashboard that they have on the web app. If you click on chains, then on 𝗬𝗠, for example, you can stake your 𝗬𝗠 directly in the 𝗏𝗄𝗄 wallet via a validator. Just make sure you pick a validator outside of the top 10 that's under 10% commission, 10% or under, and also discounts exchanges. So don't stake in the Coinbase cloud or the Binance node because oftentimes airdrops will actually exclude them because they want to reward real stakers and users of the platform. So that's essentially how you can get access to a 𝗬𝗠 airdrop, and you can apply the same across a lot of the Cosmos-based chains, but not just Cosmos. This model, as I mentioned, is becoming popular amongst other verticals of crypto as well. So we've covered 2 testnet airdrops. We've covered Linear, which I think will be one of the biggest airdrops of the year, and we've covered staking for airdrops in 2024. Now I want to move on to the final 2 airdrops of today's video. And these 2 airdrops are going to be some of the biggest by sheer airdrop size, in my opinion. The one that I want to talk about first is �wormhole, and no doubt this will be one of the biggest airdrops of the year. It might happen slightly later in the year, but they raised $225 million at a $2 billion valuation. Absolutely mammoth. �wormhole obviously facilitating bridging, so interoperability. So that's going to be your number one focus when it comes to earning a �wormhole airdrop. It's of course going to be bridging and building up bridging volume. So in order to receive an airdrop, Mingo Airdrop did a great thread. To boil it down in very simple terms, you want to consistently build up bridging volume on �wormhole bridges. So one of them is the portal bridge, where you can bridge ETH from Optimism to BSC. The other one is Jumper Exchange, where you can do multi-chain swaps, so cross-chain swaps from Ethereum to BSC from the BSC network on Avalanche. Then you can also bridge USDC using the D bridge from Avalanche to ETH on Arbitrum. Then you can do the same on Mayan Finance as well. And then there are also a bunch of individual dApps that are utilizing �wormhole technology, like Clayton, which utilizes the portal bridge. You've got the 𝗥𝗃𝘃 also utilizing the portal bridge. You've got Aptos utilizing the portal bridge as well. So there is also a bunch you can do on other chains too in order to stack up some bridging volume on �wormhole. So similar approach to Layer 0, but basically using the �wormhole native bridges instead of course, the Layer 0 native bridges. By the way, if you do want to swap any of the tokens that I've been discussing, or just want the best place to access crypto swaps, you can do so on 𝗏𝗏𝘅, which is a platform that enables you to get the best swap rates via their hybrid aggregator. So if you've ever wanted to swap on a DEX and you're confused where it's listed and you don't know if it's on Uniswap or PancakeSwap, don't worry. 𝗏𝗏𝘅 pretty much aggregates to give you the best possible rates. So as you can see in front of you, pretty much every single token is available to be traded on a variety of networks: Ethereum, BSC, Arbitrum, Base, etc. And you can even search your own token address from DexTools or CoinGecko to purchase any token you would like. So I highly recommend using the hybrid aggregator if you need a place to swap. And if you want to earn some passive income on your crypto after you've purchased that cryptocurrency, they also have some of the most lucrative pools where you can earn 30, 40, 50, even 60% APRs on their native farms. So you can see you've got the SDEX farms, you've got some Ethereum farms across other networks as well. You've got some crazy yields, for example, on Polygon. You've got SDEX, you've got even 𝗏𝗲𝘅, a bunch of pools for you to be able to earn some pretty nice yields as well. So there's a link in the description to 𝗏𝗏𝘅 if you want the best place to swap or farm in crypto. And one amazing thing about 𝗏𝗏𝘅 farming is that they actually have some of the best returns due to the fact that they mitigate the negative effects of impermanent loss via a built-in mechanism into the technology behind 𝗏𝗏𝘅. So as you can see in front of you, if you were LPing Bitcoin and Ethereum on the ETH chain, you would actually have a 23% impermanent gain on your principal assets versus staking in Uniswap where the gain was only 0.89%. So 𝗏𝗏𝘅 actually makes it more capital efficient to LP versus other AMMs. You can see here as well, Arbitrum USDC ended up performing a lot better over on the Arbitrum chain. Over on the Polygon chain, Matic USDC also outperformed by 10% versus Uniswap, and also on BNB, the BNB USDT pool also performed better than Uniswap as well. So that's also an amazing part of 𝗏𝗏𝘅, which gives you peace of mind when it comes to staking on the platform. Now let's move on to the final airdrop of today's video, and this is ZkSync. So last but certainly not least is an airdrop I think I've been talking about for over 18 months, but the constant delays, and that may have been a mistake from the team or maybe it was strategic, but the constant delays have pretty much bought us a lot of time because a lot of people are fatigued when it comes to the ZkSync airdrop. The volumes have dropped, the trading frequencies dropped, people just got bored, but the reality is this opens a window of opportunity for those that are still willing to participate, because it doesn't change the fact that $458 million was raised at a multi-billion-dollar valuation from the likes of Dragonfly, Blockchain Capital, A16Z, Lightspeed, Variant, etc. So ZkSync is one that I'm still actively interacting with. I've got a few applications in particular. So ZkSync, like Arbitrum, I think is going to follow a model where it rewards transaction volume, bridging volume, and frequency over time. So, and also, amount staked, amount traded, etc. So that's why I'm trading on SyncSwap, their DEX, alongside Mute.io for a bit of diversification. I am borrowing and lending on ZeroLend. This is a cool one because they also have an airdrop, so you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. And this is actually an airdrop tip I wanted to give you. It's always best to airdrop farm in protocols that also have a native airdrop. Because if you're airdrop farming for ZkSync, not only can you get access to ZkSync, but you can get access to individual airdrops like Mute or ZeroLend as well, which obviously enables you to compound the effects of your time spent airdrop farming. So that is always something I look to do to make my airdrop farming more efficient. So this is my reminder to you to not fade ZkSync. I still think it's an airdrop worth farming in 2024. And for those that stuck around to the end of the video, you're lucky because we have a $250 giveaway to 10 lucky people watching the video right now, thanks to Coinweb, which is pretty easy to complete. All you need to do is go over to the Zealy link in the description, follow some basic tasks like follow them on Twitter, join their Telegram group, join their Discord, etc. But there is a very cool step towards the end which enables you to unlock some additional XP, which I want to highlight, and this is the setting up your own token function, which is absolutely amazing. So what you can actually do is if you download the Coinweb wallet from Google Play on Android or on the App Store, as you can see in front of you for your iPhone, once you create a wallet, you can actually create your own crypto token, choose the supply, and it's going to be a multi-chain token because Coinweb is a layer 2 that prioritizes interoperability. And this token, you can actually then list on one of their dexes, dconx.io. So it's simple. To complete that step, all you need to do is download the Coinweb wallet, create your token directly on the wallet, use 𝗬𝗵 to add liquidity on linkmint.io, and then you can actually have that token be traded. So absolutely amazing, giving retail the ability and normal users the ability to create their own tokens, which is typically a pretty complex process. And obviously there are some huge benefits to Coinweb that you can access via the wallet, like the interoperability factor, which makes it really accessible across a variety of chains. So yeah, if you want to win that $250, you can take part using the link in the description, and yeah, away you go. Good luck and congratulations preemptively if you're watching this in a week, because the giveaway is on February 1st to the winners of that giveaway. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it gives you some clarity as to some of the airdrops that I'm prioritizing in 2024. Let me know what airdrops you're prioritizing in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Peace out.